Well, good evening and welcome to the Caithness Amateur Dram Antique Society tasting. Uh, Tonight I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to do a series of these over the next few tastings. And tonight what we're going to do is look at the question of, does age matter? And what I'm doing is I've got two whiskies from the same distillery, and there are different ages, and it's to see what kind of differences age imparts to a whiskey. And tonight we're going to start off in the island uh, region, and we're going to take whiskey from Arran Distillery. And the two whiskies are the Arran The Bothy quarter cask at 56.2%, and the Arran 17-year-old limited edition at 46%. So Arran Distillery is by many considered one of the new distilleries in Scotland. The Arran Distillery has been producing since 1995, after being founded in 1993. They've opened another new distillery in Arran called Lag, which will produce only peated whiskey, with Arran the Cranza moving over to be unpeated only. It's by far the most visited in Scotland, with 100,000 visitors annually. Arran Island, the island of Arran, is considered to be a version of Scotland in miniature. It's about 50, just over 50 miles in circumference, and has a mountain in the middle of it called Goatfell. And there's really a road that goes round the island, and then a road that goes through the middle of the island. Otherwise, it's just really single track roads. There's one main town called Brodick. The population is under 10,000. So back to Lacranza or Arran Distillery. It's equipped with a 2.5 ton semi-lauter mash tun with a copper top, producing a clear wort to retain the fruity character essential for the distillery character. There are 10, 13,000 litre Oregon pine wash vats, with the last 4 installed in June 2023. They work 7 days a week with both short 50-hour fermentation and long 100 to 110-hour fermentation. There are two 6,500 litre wash stills and two 4,500 litre spirit stills. 5% of the barley used is grown on Arran. The capacity is 1.2 million litres per annum. So the first whisky up tonight is Arran The Bothy quarter cask at 56.2%. And just a little sideline here, what is a bothy? Well, in Scotland, vast stretches of the country are mountainous and very difficult to reach. In some pockets of Scotland, you could walk for hours, even days, without seeing an inhabited house or another person. North of Inverness, you won't find any other cities, and even the towns are small. Many of the most northern villages have populations of less than 100 people and are home to more animals than there are humans. And that's where bothies come in. A bothy is a basic wilderness shelter located in remote areas of Scotland. They're simple structures, often resembling abandoned homes, made of bricks, and they're available for campers, hikers, and outdoor adventurers as a free overnight accommodation option. Bothies offer rudimentary amenities such as a roof and 4 walls, with some potentially including small sleeping platforms and fireplaces. Typically, people use bothies for one night stays during their hikes or outdoor journeys or cycles. You can't really drive to a bothy. You can't because the roads are private and you wouldn't be allowed on the land. When going to a bothy, it's important to assume that there will be no facilities, no tap, no sink, no beds, no lights, and even if there is a fireplace, perhaps nothing to burn. Uh, you may find that the only place to sleep is on a stone floor. You'll need to make your own arrangement for water, and you should be aware that there may not be a suitable supply near the bothy. If there is no fire, then on a cold night you may have trouble staying warm. And as in Scotland, the majority of nights are on the cool side, and most bothies are up in the hills. Few bothies have toilet facilities apart from a spade, and the advice is that you should walk at least a couple of hundred metres from the bothy and 60 metres from the water supply before excavations and evacuations commence. If this sounds rather rough, you're beginning to get the picture. Your comforts must be carried in. So what do you need? Well, start with all the equipment you would take when camping, except the tent. For the rest, you'll learn what's useful as you go along. So for this first whisky of the pair that we're going to do in this Does Age Matter, we have the Arran Quarter Cask, the Bothy, which is finished for 2 years in 125 litre quarter casks after the initial maturation in first fill ex-bourbon barrels for 7 years. So it's a 9-year-old whisky really. Far greater contact between whisky and oak in the 125 litre quarter cask makes this kind of a supercharged expression. It's a cask strength whisky. It it survived the brand makeover of 2019, and it takes an opposite stance to the Arran Sherry cask, which is a similar age and is also bottled at cask strength. So let's see what we have here. I'll show you the two whiskies actually. The other one is the Arran 17-year-old, and you can see this is the Arran Bothy, and this is the 17-year-old. So you can see the 17-year-old is darker because it has a sherry influence. And so this is cask strength. Both of these are natural colour and non-chill filtered. It has very thin tears. They are there though. And let's see where we go with this on the nose. Oh, that's nice. It's you get a honeyed malt, balanced by oaky spice and a whiff of bright citrus fruits, and there's plenty of creamy vanilla and yellow apples. Lots of grassy notes and almonds with a wee bit of an alcoholic and varnished kick as well. Fresh oak shavings, a little coconut and nutmeg. There's slightly fragrant heathery notes, a little bit of mint. It's quite woody, and there's a light espresso, and a nice faint leather. I'm getting limes and light fruits. And the usual suspects are in abundance here with these bourbon influences. Vanilla, honey, and it's exotic honey, and also you get the Scottish gorse, coconut floral, bushy notes in the background there. We'll try this on the mouth, and you get the coconut and almond, followed by apricot and pineapple. There's a bit of black pepper and menthol. And you get the sweet fruity notes again there. Pineapple, pear, lemon candy. And it then moves towards a sort of zesty grapefruit and some chili and ginger. And you get the coconut again, a sort of fresh mentholated layer as well. Hints of pencil shaving. But it's the fruitiness, the peaches, apricots, and mango. Lovely and fresh. And they swish around the mouth with abandon. A really uplifting experience. The higher ABV makes its presence known, but never overwhelms enough to come across as alcohol as such. You get a light leather lick, and then the dram settles down into the vanilla, toffee, honey stride nicely, with little zingers of citrus fruits, limes, and the odd orange. And there's a transitory herbal party shot now and again. A coriander like herb, which recalls a bit of a woodland walk, pine needles, and deep intakes of breath. And the finish is medium well. There's some ethanol heat, uh, more sweet fruit laced with cinnamon, old oil wood, a sort of cinnamon roll frosting on the tail end. The sort of lingering cherry and cinnamon in the finish. Malty notes and a sort of fragrant woody touches. Bitter cocoa. And then the almond returns. And it leaves you with a slight taste of raw salmon. Uh, but it's not often anyway. I'm going to try, I think, 5 drops of water in this. And there's a lovely Scotch mist on this. So let's see where water takes us. And the tropical fruit is bursting out again. Chocolate, I think the note of dusty old leather is a bit stronger with water. And it's got a bit of sour candy. A sort of orange cremola foam. Hints of vanilla and oak rounded out. We'll try it on the mouth. Yeah, fresh tropical fruit. Sawdust. Creamy apples and apple blossoms. And more of that orange cremola foam. Fruity vanilla and slightly spicy. And the finish, I think, feels better with water. It's still medium in length, and you get the sort of fruitiness again. But you also get the floral side getting a nice boost, and that feeling of salmon as well. It's a good whiskey. It falls comfortably within the Arran stable, uh, offering the proprietary tropical goodness that Arran delivers with aplomb. But in the quarter cask, it's delivered at warp speed. Higher ABV is becoming the place to go with whiskey now, for me, because it gives me the flexibility to tailor the experience to my heart's content. The chance to release suppressed flavours or dampen down others. It's not the first time I've heard from brand representatives that the cask strength version of the whiskey is their favourite, and it's easy to see why. You're getting the signature characteristics but in maximum volume. For me, the quarter cask delivers a similar tropical fruit experience as the 10-year-old Arran, but it's amplified, brighter, fresher, and more visceral. The 10-year-old has a slightly bitter finish, which the quarter cask doesn't, and I prefer the sweeter ending. The 10 is cheaper by £5 to £10, but I have to say that with the choice of Arran drams, the quarter cask, the Bothy, is a most enticing prospect. So let's cleanse our palates. So next, or in comparison to the age comparison, we have the Arran 17-year-old limited edition at 46% ABV. And this one is a one-off limited edition for 2023. It was an It was aged in an even mix of first and second fill sherry hogsheads and first fill bourbon barrels, and there were a total of 12,000 bottles worldwide. It was filled at 46 ABV, and as with all Arran whisky, it was bottled without colouring and non-chill filtered. You can see the colour there. That's a real sherry aged whisky colour. And the tears are thinner. They're thinner than they were for the Bothy. Let's see. I'm getting apple peel and a sort of oak char, toasted almonds, cinnamon, and marmalade. It's interesting and deep, yet fresh and vibrant. The sherry notes are there, and they're high, vivid, with blood orange and strawberry jam, ripe plums and raisins. And at the same time, get secondary notes of butterscotch, toasted oak, and creamy banana. But it's all well integrated with the fruity part. The ex-bourbon barrels have proven to be quite active, where the sherry casks are more levigated and refined. It's got a nice wide palette of aromas, chocolate and rich jammy fruits and blueberries. Let's try them out. I'm getting orange peel, vanilla, nutmeg, butterscotch, orchard fruit, and blackberries. It's rounded, yet with an unexpected, slightly fragrant, spicy kick at the end. It starts with mellow, yellow fruit notes, golden plums, and ripe peaches. But alongside that, there's some currant and raspberry. It's sweet with high quality vanilla, but at the end, an acidic, fresh ginger note makes it very interesting and fresher than expected for a 17-year-old whiskey. Rich and creamy, chocolate, dark fruits, a little bit of tobacco, and spices building. And the finish is soft and creamy with Nutella and apple skins. It's medium long, juicy, well balanced between acidic and sweet components. Get more rich dark chocolate, lingering on fruit chocolate and pepper. I'm going to try 5 drops of water in this. Again, non-coloured and unchill filtered. And there's a bit of Scotch mist there again. And now the sweet and the tart fruit flavours are in good balance. There's slightly mineral notes, lemon, honey, lemon balm, apple, dried orange slices. There's a hint of salinity, maltiness, and a delicate hint of caramel, star fruit, cupcake, and a sort of oaky spice. And with water, you get sort of red fruits. There's a slight cellar mustiness, fermentedness to this, and orange. There's nice spiciness, oranges, lemon fizz, salt blossoms, nuts, honey, caramel, candied grapefruit, ginger, and that's an oaky spice there. And on the finish, the orange comes forward a bit, and there's fermented cherry notes there as well. It's minimally tart, with slight chocolate note, medium length. Uh, get malt, lime, lemon balm, salt, nuttiness, grapefruit, cane sugar, a bit of cardboard, mint, and oak spices. So, the Arran 17-year-old limited edition. It's a wide palette product, rich and complex, and the influence of the combination of casks is evident because it has both cherry notes as well as even more evident fresh bourbon cask aromas. It's creamy and long lasting, yet fresh and vibrant for a 17-year-old. So, does age matter here? Would I go for the Bothy non-age statement over the 17-year-old? Well, both are very good whiskies. The Bothy delivers a tropical fruit experience, whilst the 17-year-old has both sherry notes as well as even more evident fresh bourbon cask aromas. The Bothy has that higher ABV, and I think the Bothy is a good summertime dram, but I just prefer the richness and complexity of the 17-year-old. Thank you.